Hi friends, Billy Bikes here. I got a story to tell you, and it's bad news on top of bad news. Um, Back in April and May, I've been doing a lot of research. I was looking for an adventure bike, a bike for bikepacking, off-road travels, and I actually narrowed it down to the Surly Midnight Special. I did like the black, and I was hoping for 54 since that's my size, 54 centimeters. Now, before I made the ultimate commitment, because my local bike shop who I wanted to do business with said they could get one, but they didn't have any in stock. So I actually found one in Raleigh, which is about 2.5 hours north of here. I think the bicycle shop was called Bicycle Chain. And so I went there and they had a 54 black in stock. So I took it for a ride for like 20 minutes and it was smooth. It rode great, changed good. I only had a 1x in the front and I had 11 by 42 in the back. So I'll tell you the truth, I was looking for a 1x, Why have a front derailleur when you can just have all you need in the back? Now, like I said, I took it for a ride. I was tempted to buy from them, but I really wanted to do business with my local dealer, so I did not buy it. Right after that, I went to ride the Neuse River Trail, did a lot of thinking. I got back. A few days later, I actually went to my local bike shop and ordered it. I ordered it on May 28th. And they said I could have it would probably be in around August. Well, that wasn't too bad. It was a couple months away, but by having it in August, I still had plenty of time to ride. And it was kind of appealing to have my behind be the only behind on this bike. Nobody else would test ride it, just me. Now, August came, and I called up to see what the latest was, and they told me that we're looking at August 26th. I said, oh great, August 26th. Maybe I'll get it before Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend, I could do some riding. August 26th came, and still no bike. And now I was told September 10th. I said, well, it's still getting kind of late. I'm getting kind of disappointed, but the good news is this was my first option. There really wasn't a second option. I only wanted the Midnight Special, and so I said September 10th will be fine. There's still plenty of riding. I was saving a bunch of rides just for the Midnight Special. Well, September 10th came. I called up the bike shop. I hadn't heard from them all day. So I thought I'd call. Mike answered the phone. And, I've been doing business with these guys for over 10 years. And they're really good. They've always been great to change my bike. Change tires, fix gears, adjusting everything. Always Johnny on the spot with repairs, supplies, anything I needed, they were there. So, excuse me. Anyways, I was talking to Mike, and he said bad news. It looks like we're not going to get it until November, December. We didn't get any of the bikes that came in on September 10th. I said, oh man, I was so disappointed. That was the bad news. Okay, so he said, Mike said to me, let me look into calling up the dealer, my PR person, and see what they can do for me. See if I can get some more answers. So as soon as we hung up on that day, on the 10th, September 10th, I started looking around to the other dealers, and I said, well, let me call that Bicycle Chain. I knew it was a long shot, but I wanted to call the bicycle shop up in Raleigh called the Bicycle Chain to see if they had one in stock, because they did have a few. Well, I called up. They did have a black, but it wasn't a 54. They had a 56. They had plenty of blue. They did have a blue in stock, and I could have got a blue one. I think it's called Periwinkle Blue, but I really didn't want the Periwinkle Blue. I got off the phone with them, and I called the one in Asheville. What is it called? Motion Makers. That's right, Motion Makers. I think that's what they're called. And they were really gave me a lot of information, and the information they gave me was the same as the one in the Raleigh. That the black one was not going to be in until like December. It was going to be hard to find, but they did have a blue one, the Periwinkle Blue. And I said, well, I'm still holding out for the black one. So I hung up the phone. The next day, I go to work, and I look online at all the dealers up and down the East Coast. I made a list, anywhere from Atlanta all the way to Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia. I was about to call them all, but I got busy at work. So Mike finally calls me back from the bike shop, and here's where the more bad news is. Since my bike shop really ain't a dealer, he told me that the odds of them getting my bike was slim to none. And he didn't want me to miss out on getting a bike in December, so he offered to give me my money back and told me that I probably should deal with a dealer. So I was really disappointed, but I told Mike, I'm not disappointed at you guys. I appreciate you trying. We hung up the phone, and as soon as I got off the phone, I started calling Atlanta. And I was asking about the black one. No news, no different news than I've heard before. He said the black one wasn't available, it was on back order. They had blue ones, and then I called Nashville. They didn't answer the phone. I couldn't even leave a message. I called Virginia. Where did I call in Virginia? I can't remember where I called in Virginia. Excuse me again. And so I called Virginia, and no answer there. I started calling ones around North Carolina again, and they all told me the same thing. I'm gonna have to wait till December. So I finally said, you know what? Let me call the one in Pittsburgh. I think they're called Thick Bikes. And let me call them up, and I said, you know what? It would be great, because if I can get one in Pittsburgh, even though it's like 7 hours away, I could go up there, get the midnight special, and ride it on the Great Allegheny Passage. What a great way to break in the bike. Get the gears going good, you know, ripping down the trail, stopping at all the great stops. You know, Ohio Pile Falls, go to Cumberland, maybe come back, Myersdale, you know, West Newton. I do love the Great Allegheny Passage, and I thought it'd be a great way to break in the bike. But when I called him, I was talking to Paul. He was very nice. I told him my dilemma. He said the same thing, that all black bikes were on back order until December. Maybe November, but if you didn't get that bike, it was going to be January. And I said, oh man, I'm so disappointed. Paul told me that he found something. He thought I'd be very interested in it. More to follow. Pedal on, Billy Bikes.